to you. Welcome to the month of March 2024. I almost said 2023. 2 months gone in the year 2024. 10 months to go. 10 months filled with opportunities. 10 months filled with joy in chaos. 10 months filled with peace that makes no sense. 10 months filled with prosperity and everything good that we so desire. My name is Dennis Walu, one and only of Nigeria Info FM. How are you doing today? All right, so my sermon here is pretty simple. Talk about something from now up until 1 o'clock, the reality of spiritual spouses. That takes us to 1. Trending stories comes up at 1. And afterwards, SDN comes up. We have a live appearance. And I'll be having some guests here in the studio. And then, of course, the 2 o'clock to 3 o'clock hour is the final hour on the sunny side. And guess what we'll be talking about? Men, I need to talk about this. Your love for meat. I can't tell whether you love us more than you love meat. But I just know that an average Nigerian man loves meat. And not one piece of meat, not 2. In fact, if it were possible to take out the entire pieces of meat in a pot and put in their plate, I'm sure they'll be super grateful. They love me to the point that they can sneak into their own kitchen, open their fridge, and pick ice cold meat from the bowl of soup, just to nibble on it. What is the color of your problem? I read about something. I will share that with you. And then we'll have a conversation about that. I mean, it's a TGIF hour. We get to let down our hair and have as much fun as possible. That being said, keep your dial locked to 90.3 Nigeria Info FM because we are your number 1 station for talk. Without further ado, the reality of spirit spouses. What we call spirit husband and spirit wives.
Different ideologies
and different perspectives.
Things that are just unbelievable when you first hear about them. Like, hello, like, really? It's a lie. It's not true. I doubt. But a greater shock comes upon discovering that almost everyone believes that those things are true. I experienced this kind of shock. You know, the first time I heard about the concept of spirit husbands and spirit wives. It was in a Nollywood movie, by the way. So the girl had been married off to some deity as a child, and as an adult, she was not meant to marry a physical husband. So for every time she attempts to find love, at the moment of copulation, bam, something bad happens to the man in question. And she could not tell that this was the challenge. And before you knew it, I think the spirit husband got tired of dealing with the men and they decided to deal with her. And I mean, for someone who had no inkling whatsoever, her mom had to now open up that it took a while for me to give birth. So when I gave birth to you, you were so pretty. And then the spirit, I think it was Rita Dominic that was the lady suffering with spirit, or whatever. It was Rita Dominic that was the one with the spirit husband and all that and all that. And before you knew it, the daughter had sores because she wasn't going to settle. In fact, when they showed the image of the spirit husband, I'm like, okay, couldn't the spirit husband be handsome and all of that? Because for me, I thought it was just a movie. But after seeing the movie, you know, there's usually that debate after seeing the movie. Can I, I'm not like I seen behave for that film. Oh, Rita Dominic from my hand for that film. You know, that kind of thing. And somebody says, yeah, so this thing, they happen for real life. I said, hold up. It's not a movie. It's happening. You say, yes, that she knows somebody that had a spirit husband. I've also heard when sometimes people want to abuse you. They say the way you are behaving. You know, you don't want to settle down. Men are coming. You're not yielding. you're not accepting, and they're like, come, you should say you no get spirit husband. Or as a man, you have stayed for a very long time, and your behavior is not like you don't have money, you have everything, but you just tend to behave like you don't care about the marriage union. And they say, this one gets spiritual wife. So like I said, that kind of shock was what I experienced when I first heard the concept of spirit husbands and spirit wives. These are sometimes called ninth husbands and ninth wives, usually in the night. The spirit spouse is a widespread element of shamanism distributed through our continent and at all cultural levels. Often, these spirit husbands and wives are seen as the primary helping spirits of the shaman who assist them in their work and help them gain power.
Anywhere Clara enter like this, people must give am compliment.
Hollywood is the fact that some people believe in these people, helping them gain power in the world of the spirit. One of these days, while I was driving, turning on the car radio, turned to a local radio station, a preacher was speaking on a live program, and this preacher was evidently campaigning for an overnight prayer meeting scheduled to take place at his church. Yet, what I found strange was that his panacea for everyone who called in was the same, for he repeatedly replied, "Come to our overnight prayer meeting tomorrow and receive your deliverance." However, this was not the worst of it. He told every woman who shared marital problems that they had spirit husbands. That is, if you have a marital problem, you have a spirit husband. And these spirits were supposedly behind all their domestic woes. All right? These spirits were the ones causing kata in their marriage. And if a man is behaving badly, he's behaving badly. What is the connection between a man and a spirit husband or a spirit wife? But then again, is it myth or is it indeed a reality? Now, I went further to do some research about it, and I discovered that to a large extent, there's some tribes that literally believe in these things. So I'll talk about these tribes before I come down to Nigeria. Now, what you have noticed is the relationships Shanams have with their spirit spouses may be experienced in romantic, sexual, or purely symbolic ways, and may include gender transformation as a part of correctly pairing with their spouse. Now, if you don't know what a Shanam is, it's basically a person regarded as having access to and influence in the world of good and evil spirits, especially among some people of Northern Asia and North America. Typically, such people enter a trance state during a ritual and practice divination and healing. All right. In some cultures, gaining a spirit spouse is a necessary and expected part of initiation into becoming a shaman. Examples of spirit spouses may be seen in non-shamanic cultures as well, including dreams about Jesus Christ by nuns. I didn't say this. This was what my research showed me. Some of them are considered to be brides of Jesus. So let's look at instances in Africa. The Ewe of Togo, a variant in Haiti, that's voodoo. Wedding ceremonies between voodoo divinities and their devotees take place. It is also believed that there is a sexuality between the conjugal pair by way of dreams. What of the ballet of Côte d'Ivoire? It's statutorily dominated by elaborate figures carved to symbolize spirit spouses. What about in Asia? We have places in Asia, we have in Yakut in Siberia, we have in Europe. In Christian literature, they said that there are demons called incubus and succubus, who are also called types of spirit spouses. They're specifically referred to as spirit husbands and spirit wives, respectively. Now, in the work of St. Augustine, it was stated that many have verified it by their own experience, and trustworthy persons have corroborated the experiences others told. That sylvans and fiends, commonly called incubi, have often wicked assaults upon women, and these creatures are considered as spirit spouses who only exist in dreams, having intercourse with the dreamer. And some sources state that they are acquired through sexual promiscuity. That if you're one who is sexually promiscuous, chances are that you may have encountered a spirit husband or spirit wife by way of your, promiscuity. And then they are prominently connected with witchcraft spells, love potions, and lust. In France, there is a belief that during the night in dreams, which he contrives to excite, he takes care to be the principal object of ideas. It's her sylph that causes others pleasing reveries. So humans long for these things. But this is Nigeria, a nation that is, I'm being careful not to say certain things, a nation that is very religious, with different religious groups or religious bodies. Do you think that these spirit husbands are real? Do you believe in their reality? Do they portend any benefits to one who indeed has them? Have you ever met with someone who has a spirit spouse? Did you believe the person at first instance? Or did the person have to manifest in some manner for you to be indeed sure that they do exist? Or do you consider them as a myth? It's the same way we say, Lady Koi Koi did not exist. Or, what's her name now? There's Lady Koi Koi, Bush Baby, and the rest. For those of you who went to boarding schools, do you also believe that it isn't true? And that maybe the people are just dreaming? What about people that have come out to openly say that they do have spirit spouses? Let's talk. 0817 923 0002. Again, 0817 923 0002. We also have 0817 923 0003. That is 0817 923 0003. Send us a message on WhatsApp and Telegram. The WhatsApp and Telegram number is 0809 030 6416. Again, 0809 030 6416. So if you're unable to get through to us via the phone lines, send us a message on WhatsApp. On X, you can watch live and be a part of the conversation. X handle is at Nigeria Info PH, and our Facebook page is Nigeria Info 92.3 PH. So you watch us live, drop your comments in the comment section, and in course of the conversation, your comments will definitely be read to the hearing of everyone. I have Ken calling from Ubimini. Hello, Ken. Welcome to the sunny side. Let's talk.
Hello.
Hi, Ken.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
I think it's real. marital marriage exists. Otherwise, we shouldn't have been seeing some of the prominent clergies to be having their prayers, casting and abandon, deliverance, and all sorts of religious incantation or whatever. Because I believe that every existing soul in this world has his or her own partner. Those who realizes their own earlier may always solve their own problems inside themselves. Those who does not or who did not or who don't know are those who are being exposed or being delivered by some churches. So if you ask me, I will say that the things happening in the dreams are spiritual, being what is ordained or deposited in that person.
Okay.
That is why we have something like next word or former word.
All right, then.
I don't know if you are getting me.
I get you. Thank you, Ken. Real Gift from Port Harcourt Town. Hi, Real Gift. Welcome to the sunny side.
Good afternoon to you, lady. E2W.
Good afternoon to you too, Mr. Real Gift.
Thank you very much, my lady. You say this matter. I remember I've told you before that it's only those who walk during the night understand the orders of the spirit. So for me, I believe it does, especially, but my curiosity is that my finding shows that it's more of persons within the riverine communities. That's where you get some of this, or a lot of these stories. But what I believe it does exist. But for you to tell me that every time an Dokubo who has a marital challenge has a linkage to it, that is where I disagree. Because it's as though I've seen a situation where it's not necessarily from the marine world. Somebody within the neighborhood can manipulate himself to go have, an harvest with a particular lady in the dream. That particular issue does not mean that person is the woman's spiritual husband. But there are some persons within, because he likes the woman, he cannot have the woman, and he has some of this whatever from the other side of the divide. He uses it to manipulate. So not be all they come from that particular angle. But what I believe, and I've seen it happen while I was growing up, in the neighborhood where I lived then, a guy came with a lady after the harvest. The DW, he need to see the performance which this young lady put up. It took a prayer from a passerby, maybe an evangelist or whatever, to calm this lady down. And by the time they now had access to the exercise book she was holding, everything written in that exercise book was written in, with a red biro, that means with red ink. And some of the things, even you who go to school as a professor, you cannot read and interpret what is written in that.
Interesting.
So for me, I believe it does exist. But whether I believe, say, it manipulates me.
No. Eddie from Bonny Island. All right. Obinna from Odili Road. Hi, Obinna. Welcome to the sunny side.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Obinna.
Yeah. This thing you're saying is true. Spiritual wife and spiritual husband. But when I'm angry with the pastors now, is that they say once a man is born again, all things are passed away. All things now become new. Now, how can you get a spiritual? Because my friend always have this spiritual husband, but he's a born again. I don't know whether he's born again, but still having a spiritual husband. Can you educate me?
I should be the one to educate you. Ha! I think you're expecting too much from me. Me. As somebody who has or as somebody who knows.
Okay, I'm still listening to you.
Let's see, you're not. I'm telling you, a lady is single for a very long time, and the next thing people are saying is, "Now her spirit husband no want to make she marry." A man is single for a very long time. And the next thing they are saying is, oh, is a spirit wife. So if the person experiences disappointment several times, they say it's a disappointment because the spirit husband or the spirit wife does not want this person to get married. And yes, they also say the spirit husband and wife bring good luck. So as long as you are at peace with your spirit husband or spirit wife, everything is good. The moment is as if you want to fall in love with somebody, before you know it, bad luck comes. Your container will drown on high sea. You will lose your job. This one will happen. That one will happen. Is it a myth? Is it real? Zion from GRA. Welcome, Zion.
Good afternoon to you, D-Square.
Good afternoon to you too. How do you do?
I'm doing well.
All right, let's talk.
It's real. It's not a myth. I've come in contact with a lady directly, one-on-one, on this issue. In fact, sometimes during the pandemic, there was a discourse like this on radio. I have to take a permission to ask her to call in and educate people that doubt it. This way, those ladies are beautiful. Most of them are successful in their businesses, well-to-do, promoted in their place of work. They live a good life. And that is why most of the ladies don't want to do away with spirit husbands. And any pastor that tells you you can deliver them, don't believe that. You cannot deliver them. There's always a negotiation between the lady and the spirit husband on a period to go marry and the kind of child to give birth to outside that. Anything outside that agreement, there's a problem. So she has to negotiate. This I'm telling you, I've been in the office one-on-one a day, and she told me the husband is around. I was scared. She said, don't be scared. This article, I was upside down, open by itself. I was frozen. In fact, I have no choice. Just no choice. Because the only thing that we are men now, just want to go collect one out based on matter. But when you sit in with past you, nobody will say you will be charged. But on issues like Napatako boy now,
so wait.
No choice. We became friends.
So wait. For this marriage to even exist, who took bride price?
Those are questions.
Yeah, because if you say someone is your husband, something has to legalize or make it appropriate for the person to be referred to as your husband. You are an Ijaw man, like I'm an Ijaw woman. You know fully well that sometimes even in our place, because of how the young ones are giving birth, before you know it, they start living together, have one child, 2 children, 3 children. The next thing they start referring to themselves as husband and wife. Not one kobo paid. Maybe until the lady is now dead, and the family say, oh, you cannot bury her, you did not marry her, he will not go and pay. Or maybe their first daughter wants to get married and they say, no, you will not be able to eat her bride price until you marry the mother. Then they will now go and do all those ones. Sometimes what they do is, my pikin dey your hand. Sorry, your pikin dey my hand. You know that one now? So it's not a marriage per se. You only go to inform the family that if like say money there for don't marry this your pikin, but money no dey, your pikin dey my hand.
Well,
so these spirit husbands and spirit wives who stood in the gap to say, I have relinquished my rights of having insurance. I don't know what you know what I mean. I have given a hand in marriage to this person, or he is.
That is why today, to a large extent, I'm critical with the church. In the sense that those ones that have foresight, we don't value those churches. Do you know that most of these contacts come in the sense that the way most of these women they dress, they expose their bomb, they call it baby bomb. You have already negotiated for a spirit to come through you. As people look to you as a woman that is pregnant, you don't know the negotiation they have made. You know, everybody you see walk on the street are human beings. Some are spiritual. I'm telling you, Do you know that most of the time, oh, you see ring, you just pick an ordinary ring, you wear them, you don't contact to. Even most of this wig, them, oh, you go buy wig, I like how, as you wear them, my sister, you don't contact to. Wow, see this, that is why your mother will advise you if you buy your cricket. Go wash them first before you wear them. Even put one or two things before you try and before you wear them. But today, do they care? They just buy your cricket, they don't put them on.
Okay, speaking of okrika, people still buy it, right? Eddie from Bonny Island. Hi, Eddie, welcome. Talk to me.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Hello?
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you now.
So long.
Eddie, are you with me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Your line is breaking. I don't know why. Is there something we can do about it? Should I let you go and have you call back?
Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can, but it's not clear. So rather than have you go on and the line is not clear and we can barely pick what you're saying, isn't it best I let you go and have you call back? Oh dear, Eddie cannot hear me. I can hear him, but it's not clear. Why Ikuku says, my question is, does it exist? You're asking me to. Just a few seconds, please. Cherry Chris says, Cherry Chris from Omako. There are spirit wives and husbands. They manifested in the family lineage through ancestral worship of idol by someone in the family. Victor Rufus Woga says they don't exist. Matthew Sampson Omoya says one believes doesn't count. If I believe it doesn't make it face or not. I don't understand. Ihan Yichuko Alaribe says there's absolutely nothing like spiritual spouses in the world. So therefore it's completely a myth and it is not a reality. So people are watching live on Facebook like Chinemerem Dena, and he says, good afternoon, Didi, good afternoon to you. To Chinemerem Dena for zooming in Doki, Abia State. For me, spiritual husband and spiritual wife exist. Sunday Moses says this is a serious issue where many are suffering from their spirit spouses. Soso Jab says, don't mind them, my dear Denise. When my people organized marriage me at the age of 20 and I refused, the next thing they came up with was that I had a spirit husband, that I am beautiful, blah, 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 that I can't stay with husband for a year. But today, my marriage is 13 years and still counting. Really? So because you refused to get married at the age of 20, they say you had a spirit husband. And you know how it's funny that, it's quite popular that it's the very beautiful girls, and sometimes people want to say, your own spirit husband is from the marine world. Like that Nollywood movie I saw, it was from the water. In fact, that movie, I wish I can remember the name. If you saw it in those days, it's not a this year movie. I mean, some people were not born when that movie was I think I watched it on a video cassette. But the truth of the matter is, in the movie, the spirit husband came to land with the spiritual children to tell her that it's time for you to come and join us. So she said, who are you? Say it's me, your husband. And these are your children, boys and girls. And in my head, I'm like, wait. So is it possible for reproduction, even in the spirit world? So much so that in the physical form, she's not with any baby bomb. Nobody sees her pregnant. But in the spiritual realm, she's pregnant and she has children. Not one, not two. A sizable number of children. And they were begging her, Mommy, come, Mommy, come. Now, if you're from the Riverine area, abroad they call them, what's it called now? Mermaids. Mermaids, all right? The men are called merman. But here, we know Mami water and Papi water. And if you have ever been in a fishing settlement, you are a core fisherman, or you know someone in your family who is a core fisherman, they will tell you that there is indeed a marine kingdom. And that those fishermen, when they go to fish at night, if they tell you some of the things that they see, you will doubt them, but they are real. Only a fisherman will tell you what he sees. And some of them say they communicate with these people. So is it a possibility that at the point of communicating with the spirit world, maybe, some children even go to some of these fishing settlements, and they are resident there. Maybe it was at that time that the transfer or negotiation was made for the child to be married to. Am I overthinking it? It is that real that a man of God can tag a program, Deliverance from Spirit Husbands and Spirit Wives. It is that real that you will walk into a religious organization or a church or a prayer house and they are telling you that your problem is your spirit husband or your spirit wife. It is that real that some people believe that the fortune that they experience is made possible by their spirit husbands and spirit wives. So the spirit husbands and wives are very powerful. It is not possible that what people suffer in the physical is orchestrated by someone in the spiritual who is angry by their actions and inactions. Myth or reality? 0817 923 0002 and 0817-923-0003. WhatsApp and Telegram number once again is 0809-030-6416. Nigerian Info, good afternoon. Apologies, we missed that call. As an educated, enlightened, and exposed individual, I strongly believe there is no such thing as spirits or ghosts, as there is no scientific proof or logical explanation to that effect. However, I would really love to have so many spiritual side chicks, and preferably if they are of different race. Escobar sent that in. Good afternoon. Spiritual spouse do exist, but in minority. Not all marital or singlehood problems are spiritual. Thanks. Innocent sent that in. Nigerian for good afternoon to you and welcome.
Hello.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Go ahead.
Yeah, for my own side, spirit wife, yes. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yes, I can remember the time, like, how will I put it? I almost, every night, I'd almost have this kind of sex in a dream. Someone, a fine lady that used to come across me. And that period of time, can you imagine I'm married? Are you getting me?
Wow.
I'm married, but I stayed 1 year without touching my wife. We are living in one house like brothers and sisters. Whenever I think come across me, I can't even touch my wife. I can't even leave my wife. At a point, whenever I have something with my wife, maybe that will be bad for me.
Wow.
Yes, I'm telling you the fact. Until one day I go to my village, then I went to a native place. After me, I asked someone, so what is going on? So the person told me that I should settle the spirit Wi-Fi that is disturbing me. I said, don't need to talk because I'll be seeing it all around me. So after then, the man asked me to buy so many things, and I should take it to river. I should tell the person to go, this, that. After everything, he said, the man later tell me that I will dream about something. After the dream, I should come and tell him what happened. So after 2 days, in a dream, that day, I can remember, I can't forget. That is the person come to me. So as normal, we used to do before. When I tried to come and talk to her, she started running. She started running out from me. This is real, I'm telling you real. She started running out from me for that dream. After that day, till today, I never experienced anything like that again. After doing all those things, I definitely had to go away. So I never set my eyes on her again. So the person that is spiritual wife in his life is
okay.
Real.
So hold on. Now, did your wife know about all these things?
Yes.
And how did she take it that you are cheating on her with a spirit wife?
Like at the beginning, when she normally complains, say, "Why I don't need to touch her? I don't need to talk to her." I don't know. Because that I just look like at now, you don't even move me anymore.
Wow.
We don't move me anymore. We always have problem. We don't move me. At least for 1 year, let me just say, for 1 year, I didn't touch her. I didn't like, I will talk or we together, but I don't touch her or anything like that. I think she's my wife. I'm not used to it. But when I let her know, see what is going on, what I'm passing through, I don't used to go outside. I used to meet any other person outside. Let me just tell her to do it. And most time, if I sleep or like, after making all those love in the dream, when I wake up in the morning, at least as a man, I will also make love in the dream.
Wow.
And I see so many things.
I do hope you don't have spiritual children, though.
Yeah? No.
Okay. All right. Wow. Obin now says it's a fascinating topic and one that's open to a lot of interpretation and debate. Some people believe that spiritual spouses are real, while others consider the idea to be a myth. The concept of spiritual spouses can take many forms, from soulmates to guardian angels to deities or ancestors. Some believe that these spiritual spouses can have a positive or negative influence on our lives. Cultural Tubo Banimi Child says spiritual spouses exist. In fact, it exists amongst the riverine people. Have you ever had intercourse in the dream? After intercourse in the dream, you are messed up in the physical. It happened to me for 7 years. Each time it happens, I lose something good that's to happen to me. It brings bad luck. Spiritual girlfriend or wife who cannot help our spiritual spouse to be a millionaire is a wicked spirit. I impose 3 days fasting on myself with a focus on her. She comes with faces of women that I know. I dare not sleep nude. It became a daily occurrence. What prompted the 3 days imposed fasting was when I made love to a certain girl I know in the man groove. It was terrible that I lost a contract I was to undertake after that night. I became tired of burning my boxes, and after that fasting, she died, and day I day. She did, and day I day my day. Spirit wives are evil and they exist. Spirit husbands too, but you see the spiritual wives, they are terrible. While yours is different. Some say they bring good luck. Udeme Odofia says spirit spouses are real. Sunday Mercy says, did you know that some ladies and gentlemen are going through this whereby every personality will come and be sleeping with them? That is why until you are being delivered from that spirit, you cannot be free. On WhatsApp, this one says marine spirits are not only affecting those from the riverine areas, the water marine, forest marine, dryland marine. There's spirit husband, Genesis 6 verse 1-3, and there's deliverance, Obadiah 1 verse 17, Pastor David Sam. Anonymous says, Didi, Lady Koika is not a myth, and I will say this anywhere. That creature was very real. I know because I saw and heard it nearly 30 years ago. I was definitely not dreaming. I've never forgotten I wasn't the only one who saw and heard it that night. Yes, there are evil forces that cross the divide through dreams and other means to cause havoc or mischief. But the idea that all marital problems or delays down to spirit spouse is a wicked lie. There's some people listening to this. You are not cursed or possessed and nothing is wrong with you. You are single because the person you're supposed to marry is currently marking time in another relationship or marriage. I remember being scared that something was very wrong with me, and that's why my relationships weren't working. Till someone prayed for me and said, God said, there is nothing wrong with you. It's just that there is a particular guy you're supposed to marry, but the time hasn't been right. He will be the next man that axes you out. I was like, on a don't come oh. To my shock, my now husband reached out to me that same day, saying he woke up with a face in his mind. He had loved me for a very long time, but has been afraid to reach out to me in that way because he had assumed I was too beautiful to still be single. Are incubus and succubus real? Yes. Are they the reason for every marital problem or anything that looks like a delay? No. Good afternoon, Denise. Sometimes marine wives are better than the real wives we spend our hard-earned money to marry. Really, Adoke? Are you speaking from experience? Marine wives are better than the ones you married. Spirit spouses exist. In fact, it exists amongst the riverine people. I think I've seen your message on Facebook. Good afternoon, Didi. Spiritual spouses are real. Some years ago, I counseled a young girl of less than 18. She said to me, crying, every other night a man appears to molest her. This is one of many I have heard or seen. This is usually facilitated by spiritual dedication amongst others. Alison from Port Harcourt. Final caller, Nigerian Info. Good afternoon to you and welcome. Go ahead.
Good afternoon.
Yes, good afternoon. You have 50 seconds. Go ahead.
Okay. Spiritual husband is very, very real. If you choose to believe, it's very real. If you don't believe, it's not real.
Okay.
I'm a man of God. I'm a pastor.
Okay.
Many people are under the spell of spiritual husbands. And how did it come about? It comes as a result of covenant. You know, because of marriage under pressure. The Bible, the mother of Samuel was under pressure and made a covenant with God. If you give me a male child, I will give this child back to you. Or the negative side, parents go to demons
to take
in the river, different idols, the running water spirit.
All right, thank you all so much. I don't think this conversation should end here, but this is all we have time for at the moment. Whatever you believe works for you.
Nigeria Info. You talk, we listen.